Greetings gamers! The Overwatch beta has ended. And now I'm going to go and sit in a corner of a room, rock them backwards and forwards and say, Overwatch will live, Overwatch will live, Overwatch will live. Guys, this game was freaking amazing and we're going to talk about it right after this intro. We're going to break it down, let you know what we liked, what we didn't like, what was our opinions. But guys, stay tuned. Overwatch for beta breakdown, and yeah, we're going to talk about it. Stay tuned. So if any of you haven't noticed or didn't know, Overwatch was released, the beta for it anyway. Guys, this was actually quite a decent beta, and then it was also extended, not to mention the fact it was an open beta as well. I think this thing went for about a week or just over a week for the beta. So guys, it was a really good beta. Decent length of the beta, which was really cool. So I actually got a chance to play it, especially considering what's happening with, you know, Call of Duty and Battlefield and everything like that. I must admit, you know, my radar's been a little bit swamped lately. So I only got a chance to play it really last night, but I put in a decent 4 or 6 hours of it, so it was quite good. Big shout out to Alpha, who was playing it with me, and a couple of his mates. Had a really good time playing it, so if you listen to this, Alpha, big shout out, thanks for your help, mate. But guys, look, this beta was really cool, and not only that, but it was different than every other beta you normally get your hands on. Not only did you get to unlock or play the multiplayer aspect of it, but you also got to play as all the different characters, so you just didn't get to choose between one or two. Plus, you also got to go through and do training modes and stuff like that as well. In fact, guys, it was really well done. Now, obviously, normally with a game, when you get a multiplayer, you get 1 or 2 classes and it's just a teaser of what's to come. This actually felt like predominantly the whole game. It was really well. The movements in the game were amazing. The gameplay itself was amazing. The only real issue we had with the gameplay was the fact that it would actually go through and take a little bit too long to find a game. But that could be just the fact that it was the open beta and there weren't a lot of people playing it. So we just have to see how that goes when we go through and have to play the full game. So by all this stage, you're probably wondering, what is Overwatch, etc. Overwatch is an upcoming multiplayer online game in development by Blizzard Entertainment. Unveiled at BlizzCon 2014, the game emphasizes on cooperative gameplay using a cast of various heroes. Now, developer is Blizzard Entertainment. The genre is supposed to be first-person shooter. However, I would disagree with that. To be honest, this feels a little bit more like a MOBA and a little bit like an FPS sort of got together and had a kid. So at the end of the day, yes, there is obviously the first-person shooter aspects of it, but at the end of the day, you know, you're not actually pigeonholed into having a certain class or a certain type, and obviously depending on, you know, which class you use as to what style of gameplay. For example, you know, obviously if you want to run as a support class, you then obviously take a healer and you would just simply go around and heal people and obviously help them out with that. If you're a sniper or good for the long distance sort of kills like I was using, then obviously you'd run around and use those. Or you could also just go through and become a tank or a tank-like unit and just basically seriously deal out the DPS.